Hello friends, a very good morning. After studying about cell membrane in detail in the previous session, we will now look down to the process associated with the cell membrane. But before that, we need to understand few terms associated with it. Solute is the molecule in lesser amount in a solution, whereas solvent is the molecule in greater amount in solution. Solute plus solvent together form solution. Let's take an example of salt solution. Salt here represents solute, whereas water represents solvent. Salt when mixed with water, it forms salt solution. Amount of solute in solvent is represented by a term called concentration. So let's begin with the first process, that is diffusion. Diffusion means movement of solute molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. It is generally associated with the gaseous molecules like CO2, O2, etc. In the picture, you can see the diffusion of dye molecules. Dye molecules eventually establishes equilibrium with the water molecules. Next process is osmosis. It is a special type of diffusion whereby water molecules moves from higher concentration to lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane means a membrane which is allowing only few molecules to pass through. Examples of semi-permeable membrane are parchment paper, urinary bladder of frog, etc. Osmosis is thereby passage of water from a region of high water concentration to a region of low water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Let's understand the effect of osmosis on the red blood cells. When red blood cell is placed in isotonic solution, that is, the solution which is having concentration similar to that of red blood cell, it will allow the cell to remain in the normal size. Here, the word iso means same. In case of hypertonic solution, the solution outside would be more concentrated. As a result, the cell will lose water outside and the cell will shrink. Examples of hypertonic solution are glucose and salt solution. In case of hypotonic solution, the water is an example. It is less concentrated outside. That's why it allows the water to enter the cell, resulting in swelling of cell. Here is the detailed explanation about the effect of osmosis on the red blood cells as well as on the plant cell. As you can see in picture, in case of isotonic solution, the animal as well as plant cell have no effect and they remain in normal shape and size. In case of hypotonic solution, they absorb excess of water which may result in bursting of cell, sometimes due to excess of swelling. In case of hypertonic solution, the cell loses water and thereby shrinks. But in case of plant cell, you can see that because of presence of cell wall, it can withstand much greater concentration when compared to the animal cell. Osmosis is very useful to plants and animals for absorption of water, nutrients and mineral salts. Now let's begin with cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose in plants and chitin in fungus. It is absent in animal cell. It represents an outermost protective layer which helps to withstand greater changes in the surrounding. When the cell is placed in a very dilute or hypotonic solution, it builds up pressure against the cell wall. Equal pressure is exerted by the cell wall towards the cell membrane. As a result, the effect is nullified and the cells can withstand much greater changes in the surrounding medium than the animal cells. Plasmolysis is the effect associated with the cell wall. As you can see in picture, when the cell is placed in hypotonic solution, it will result in gain of water. But in case of hypertonic solution, it will lose water and will shrink. Due to the presence of cell wall, the plant cell will not rupture easily. But when excess of water is lost, the plasma membrane retracts much and sometimes it breaks down. As a result, the cell is broken down, and this process is termed as plasmolysis or rupturing of plasma membrane. Now we will study about the small structures present in cytoplasm called organelles. Organelles means organ-like structures. They are membrane-bound little structures which perform specific function. Examples are lysosome, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, etc. Let's begin with endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is of two types, RER and SER. Let's understand using this picture. As you can see, endoplasmic reticulum surrounds the nucleus. It is of two types. RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, has ribosomes present on the surface, which makes its surface rough. Whereas in case of SER, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, there are no ribosomes present on the surface. As a result, its surface remains smooth, and that's why the name smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is a large network of membrane-bound tubes and sheets. It looks like long tubules or round or oblong bags. RER is involved in synthesis of protein, whereas SER synthesizes lipids. These proteins and lipids have important functions. First, it helps in synthesis of cell membrane, the process known as membrane biogenesis. Some other proteins and lipids functions as enzymes and hormones, whereas in vertebrates, SER also helps in detoxifying poison and drugs. I hope you have understood the session well. Thank you.